Hello and good evening. You're here with Kev for another instalment of Blues News, and today we're going to indulge in the topic of who's going to finish where, who's going to get the most goals, how are Chelsea going to go, and more importantly. But before we get into it, I'd like to say, can we like, share, subscribe, all of that? The channel is currently on 193k. We are trying to get to 200,000k in the foreseeable future. So if you can like, share, subscribe, doesn't cost you a penny, and what it does, it helps us to grow as a channel. Thank you. As we go into the 2023-24 season, been a lot of transfers. There's been a lot of ins and outs at the club, more outgoings and ingoings. Towards the end of the season, we knew that we had to get rid of a lot of dead weight. There's been 10 players go, and all the players that we wanted to go. There's still a couple left. Probably the worst ones are still here in Lukaku and Ziyech, but I'm sure we'll come to agreements and they'll be at the door as soon as possible. But for now, we sit and hold tight. Another day, another saga. Last night, Caicedo linked to Liverpool. Liverpool agreed terms on a English record of £110 million for him to reject Liverpool today. Timo Werner moment, another Slippy G moment, all that. Absolutely amazing scenes. Rejected Liverpool, and it looks like he's going to be coming to us. Very close to an agreement there, £100 million on that one. Also, tonight as well, news coming in that we've agreed £50 million for Lavia. So potentially, we could have taken 2 targets of Liverpool. Happy days. You love to see it. So yeah, it's looking crazy at the moment. So much speculation with the club, but I think if we get those 2 signings done, we'll be challenging. So that leads me to the next part. So my predictions generally, I think Chelsea. If we sign Lavia and Caicedo, top 4 is definitely going to be an achievement. I think depending on how. If we sign another striker, get rid of Lukaku, sign of Vlahovic, I say that we could be challenging easily top 2. It's going to be hard to stop Arsenal and City this season. I think they're going to be the favourites challenging, but I think it's going to be out of us, Liverpool and United, for the 3rd and 4th spot. But I think if we sign another top class striker, another attacking midfielder, and a Caicedo and Lavia, we will be in a strong position to challenge runners. And I do mean that. I think if we don't sign them, 7th place. So we really need to go and strengthen that midfield. I think the best performer for us this season, if you're looking for a player that's going to be a standard format, Levi Colwill, 100%. I think with Levi Colwill, he's had a brilliant under-21 tournament with England, which they won. He's performed brilliantly for Brighton last season. The season before that, he performed brilliantly at Huddersfield. I think he's the one to watch for us this season. I think he's got he's just signed a long-term contract, and I think he's got a point to prove. I think, as well as that, him learning off Thiago Silva is going to be massively important to his. He's only 20 years old, still a very young lad. I think him partnering Thiago Silva. We've got Badiashile coming back. We've got Trevor Chalobah that can play there, and we've got Wesley Fofana as well. We've got massive depth in those central positions. Fona's obviously out probably for the whole of the season, but Cole will have a massive season. I think if you talk to me about where we're going to finish, generally, like I said, 4th place will be where we're going to finish. Who will win the league? So, like I said a bit ago, we've got Arsenal or City. It just depends on who City sign. I think right now, Bernardo Silva has been taken to leave, heavily linked with Barcelona. I think if he leaves and they go and sign 2 more world-class players, which we all know they've got up the sleeve, I think they'll probably be favourites just because they've got Haaland. As I'm speaking to you right now, the guy's just gone and scored 2 already against Burnley. If he'll get at least 30 to 40 goals this season again, and that's just in the Prem. I think just because they've got that striker there that makes them strong favourites. I think Arsenal will be up there. Declan Rice, great signing. Kai Havertz, not so good. But Declan Rice is a brilliant signing for them. He'll give them so much strength in that middle of the field and a lot of leadership. So he'd be out of City and Arsenal. But if I was a gambling man and I had to gamble my life savings, let's say, which is not enough, which is not a lot, I'd say Man City will win the league. Talking about relegation, for me, bottom of the league would have to be Luton. No offence to them, but I think they're well out their depth in the Premier League. I think the best signing they've made is Ross Barkley. Not going to stay up with players like your best players, Ross Barkley, unfortunately, but just good to have him in the league. Just a bit different to Watford and Norwich every season, coming up and down. Just a bit different, and obviously it's going to be a memorable experience for the lads travelling to Luton away, a stadium which holds, I think, 8,000, 9,000. You have to walk through a back garden to get there. So that will be an experience for the Chelsea boys when we do play at Kenilworth Road. I'd say Sheffield United would be the other team that get relegated. They haven't really signed anybody, and they've gone and lost probably their best centre midfielder. He went to Burnley. Berg, a Danish, I think it's Danish midfielder, or Swedish, Denmark, yeah. They've gone and lost him to Burnley, so they've lost the best player. They've lost the best striker as well. He went to Marseille, so they've got to be contenders to go down. But like I said, good to have a different team in the mix. And I think Burnley as well. I think they'll be there, but unfortunately as well, hate to see, because I like to see them do well. Geographically, Wolverhampton, not far from myself. I like to see Wolverhampton play, but I think they'll get drawn into it. They've just gone and lost a very experienced manager, Lou Bugatti. Gone and got Gary O'Neill. He's done a decent job at Bournemouth, but I think, can he keep Wolves up? You've lost a lot of players and haven't replaced them. They're going to struggle. So it'd be either Burnley, Wolves, or Everton as well. But if it'd be Burnley, Wolves that I'd say would be in that last position to get relegated. The surprise team for me this season signed really well. Had a brilliant end to the season last year. Lost a very crap manager in Slippy G, and they went on leaps and bounds when they got Mr. Good Evening in the doors, and he took them from, I think, 16th place to 7th. Aston Villa, I think they'll be a surprise team. I think they'll be 5th or 6th. I think they'll really be a hard team to beat. Signed quality players, quality of quantity. Haven't gone and signed a lot of players, but they've gone and signed Diaby from Bayern Leverkusen, top class winger in the Bundesliga. They've signed a top class centre back in Pau Torres as well from Villarreal, starts Spain, very highly rated centre back. And they've gone and Yuri Tillemans, experienced midfielder in the Prem, won the FA Cup with Leicester City. He knows how knows the league inside out, experienced international. Also been linked with Nicolo Salona from Roma. I think they'll be a surprise team. I think they'll surprise a few teams. I think if they finish 5th or 6th, it won't be a surprise to me. So look out for Aston Villa. Top goal scorer would have to be Haaland. Unfortunately, like I said a bit ago, 30 to 40 goals. At least he scored two goals tonight already. But the only player that would have pushed him to get that top goal scorer would have been Harry Kane. He's already off to Germany as we speak. So that Spurs landed in the mud. Have that. Lost your best striker. I can see Spurs struggling. I think they'll finish 8th or 9th without Harry Kane. He's literally kept them up for how many seasons. So thank God for that. Harry Kane's gone. All good news. But all I can say is hopefully we go and sign Caicedo, Lavia, and pull another striker at the bag and another cam. And I think Chelsea will be 2nd or 3rd at least. But if I was a back gambling man, I'd take 3rd position. So up the shelf, sorry. Like, share, subscribe, all of that. Thank you for watching. Leave your comments below, and I'll see you soon.